Happy Monday, ladies. I hope y'all are having a good Monday. So today I just want to come on and talk to you about something that's pretty close, or I say close, pretty near and dear to my heart. And that is emotional eating, something that I struggle with daily. And I hope that what we're going to talk about today kind of helps some of y'all if you're having this same problem. Emotional eating is, if you've never heard of it or don't really know what it is eating to satisfy a feeling, not a physical hunger. Normally, when we emotionally eat, it's junk food, like salty, sweet, fatty foods. These foods that are high in fat and sugar trigger the pleasure centers in the brain and make us feel better. Eating foods just to make ourselves feel better is emotional eating. And unfortunately, emotional eating doesn't fix our problem, it just makes it worse. The emotional eating cycle is, something happens to upset us, or we have an overwhelmingly stressful day. Hundreds of thousands of things could happen, but we just feel the overwhelming urge to eat. Most of the time it's the sweet, fatty, salty foods. And then we get started eating and we end up eating more than we know we should. And then you feel guilty and you feel powerless over the food, but yet the emotions are still there and you haven't addressed them. The emotions that made you overeat are still there and you haven't addressed them. So are you an emotional eater? I'm going to ask you some of these questions and just think to yourself, and does this sound like me? Do you eat more when you feel stressed? Do you eat when you're not hungry or when you're full? Do you eat to calm and soothe yourself when you're sad, mad, bored, or anxious? If you answered yes to any of these questions, you're probably an emotional eater. And that's it's not the end of the world, because we can deal with this. First step is to identify your triggers. Whether it's stress, which can release cortisol, which triggers cravings for those salty, sweet, fatty foods. Whether it's stuffing your emotions with food, you just stuff it and just try not to feel the feelings. Whether it's feelings of boredom or emptiness, empty in life, in your job, in your marriage. Maybe it's a childhood habit that was established when you were young. Maybe your parents, wanted to treat you with a cookie or ice cream for doing something good, or they wanted to make you feel better and give treats to you, if you had a bad day. Or maybe it's social influences. Thanksgiving's coming up, and Thanksgiving for me can kind of be stressful. It's a lot of family, and not everybody gets along with their family. Or, you do enjoy it and you just start talking and you just overeat and you don't realize it. Or it's just that one special sweet treat, or that one special treat that you only get once a year and you feel like you just need to eat as much as you can because you're not going to get it till next year. So that can be some of your triggers. But the good thing is, if any of these triggers, sounded familiar to you, if you identified yourself as an emotional eater and you resonated with some of these triggers, that's good, because you're one step closer to identifying a healthier way to feed your feelings. And when I say feed your feelings, I mean, like, if you're depressed or lonely, find a friend or that you can call that'll answer your phone call or text message, or somebody that's going to be positive, somebody that's going to be there for you when you're feeling down. If you're anxious, go burn off some fuel, some calories, go dance, go for a walk, sing out loud, sing a song, act crazy with your kids. Sometimes if I'm feeling like down and out, I just start just acting silly with my kids, and it just makes me feel so much better because I've let out some energy and I made my kids laugh. If you're tired, drink a cup of tea. Personally, if I start feeling tired, I start wanting to eat. I start trying to stuff my face with sweet things. So I have to know, like, when I put my baby to bed and I put my other boys to bed, more than likely I need to go to bed, because if I don't, then I'm going to start eating because I'm tired. I'm tired. And I have to remind myself that, a lot. If you're bored, which if you're like me, you don't really have time to be bored, but if you are bored, like, read a book, go outside, start a activity or a hobby that you like. I personally like to crochet. Just call me grandma, but that's okay, because I enjoy crocheting. That is my stress relief. And that's what I do when I'm bored. If I'm on a car ride and we're going somewhere, that's what I do. But now that you've identified your triggers, the next time you have a trigger, what I want you to do is I want you to take 5 minutes. If 5 minutes seems like a lot, just take one. Take 1 minute. 1 minute and just think, I can just put this off for just 1 minute. Don't tell yourself you can't have it, because that just makes you want it worse. Just say 1 minute. And once the 1 minute has passed, then just say, okay, just 1 more minute. So that's 2 minutes. And then after that, just 1 more minute. And eventually it'll be 5 minutes. After that 5 minutes has passed, if you're still having the craving, just eat it. Eat it. Try to eat it in moderation, but eat it. But while you're waiting, ask yourself, how am I feeling? Like, what's going on emotionally with me? Like, why am I craving this one thing? So 1 minute, say, how am I feeling? What am I feeling? Am I feeling anxious? Okay, I'm feeling anxious. So why am I feeling anxious? Identify that emotion. Identify it. So if you do wait the 5 minutes and you still eat it, the next time you'll kind of know, like, this is going to stress me out. This is my trigger. This is what I need to do. Come up with a game plan for yourself. Emotional eating doesn't have to do with being powerless over food. It has to do with being powerless over your emotions. You don't feel capable of handling those emotions, so you eat to soothe it, to soothe those emotions, to soothe the stress, or to soothe the sadness. So I want you to allow yourself to feel the emotion, identify it, and it's gonna be uncomfortable. I'm just gonna tell you, like, you're gonna feel uncomfortable in your own skin, and that's okay. It's not going to feel good, but it's going to be worth it. So the next time you have a stressful day, kids are overwhelming, whatever happens, I just want you to come home and I want you to think, okay, I am craving this food. Why am I craving this food? What am I feeling? What emotion am I feeling? Name the emotion, identify it, and sit with it for 1 minute. And then after the 1 minute's passed, 2 minutes, and so on. If you still eat it, it's okay. It is not the end of the world. I promise. Because there's always going to be another trigger. There's always going to be another stressor. And you're always going to be able to practice not going to your comfort food or not using that comfort food to suppress these feelings. Y'all, I'm telling you, I deal with this on a daily basis and it is hard. But I know as nurses that y'all can overcome this, that y'all can do this, because we are nurses and we deal with a lot of stuff. But we have got to deal with our stuff so that we can help others. We got to help ourselves, y'all. So I hope y'all got something out of this. If you have any questions or comments, please comment below. And I look forward to talking to y'all soon. I hope you have a happy Monday, and I'll see y'all later. Bye-bye.